detailed job, and he does a fantastic job of that. Scott Dexter, Scott's joined our staff this tournament. Scott's going to be helping us organize our staff in a sort of tournament director position. Scott, a lot of you guys know from Michigan LBC, he's vital up there, and he's going to be vital helping me do the draw here today. Rose Fain from Nevada. Rose is going to be our passbook guru. I'll tell you what, we have 725 boxers in this tournament. You know, we had even more in Chattanooga. We're going to have more next year. Handling of passbooks is the biggest challenge in one of these events. And their organization is great. Is Tanya here as well? And Tanya Scott from Georgia LBC, she's going to be assisting in that as well. Guys, we've tried a few different things on passbook return. I know that that's a frustrating element, I guess you'd say, for you guys. It's time to go home. We need to get our books returned. Be patient with us. It takes a little while to get them clerked, get them down the line, get them back to return, and we'll make announcements on how that process is going to work this week. Pick up your passbooks before you leave. Otherwise, you know, you guys are boxing in a couple weeks and you're calling us up and saying, hey, I left my book there. Whatever books that aren't returned, we take them back to Colorado Springs and we mail them out. And again, increased postage, increased costs. We want to keep costs down. Please come back and pick up your books. Who am I forgetting? Everybody knows Lynette. Lynette's the most important part of USA Boxing. So, and you probably all talked to Carol Hurley on the phone, especially if you're COO. So every single event, Membership Services comes out and helps us here. That's vital for our check-in process and for you guys to meet them and see the work. I tell you what, when I came from the LBC and I went to Colorado Springs, it's inspiring to hear the phone calls ringing every day and the amount of support they give to you guys, getting your certifications and membership done and answering general questions. And they're vital for what I try to accomplish with the event as well, so I can convey information to you guys. So thanks to them for coming out early. Okay, 2 new members of our staff recruited Danny Vela from Nevada. He's going to be helping us on the technical side. And Brooke from North Carolina, Brooke Bowers, is going to be helping us out as well. Look, they're building bout sheets. And without bout sheets, you guys don't know when you're boxing. And to get that done in a timely manner, so it's not 3 in the morning before they go up, that takes a lot of, again, meticulous attention to detail. So they play really important roles. Taryn is around. When Taryn gets here, I'm going to introduce her because she's basically done all the work here. She's put all this together. I wrote fact sheet. We put a lot of work into this. It's 26 pages long. We don't make this fact sheet for us. We make it for you guys. When that fact sheet comes out, please print it, read it, make mom read it, make the kids read it. Every time we add something new to the fact sheet for this event or event specific, I'll put it in red so that way you guys can pick up on the new things. We try to change very little from tournament to tournament, so it's consistent for you guys. You guys know where ring 1 is. You know where the weigh-in's going to happen. But there's going to be new things. You see, like the elite general weigh-in, we throw a few things in there new. It's all in the fact sheet. 90% of calls and questions I get are all in the fact sheet. Please, it's the most vital document to this event. Please read the fact sheet. It's unfortunate the next thing I have to say, because it doesn't affect all you guys, 90% of you guys. You guys do a great job of getting registered on time, knowing what's going on, being here early. Thanks you for you guys who came on Saturday check-in. It alleviates the stress. It makes this process a lot smoother. But we still have a lot of guys on Wednesday, Thursday. Hey, can I change weight? It has a tremendous ripple effect. When you make changes like that, we have 1,000 boxers in these tournaments. We have a lot of stuff to print. We have a lot of stuff to get ready so that this process goes smoothly so we can get information out to you guys. And one change has a ripple effect. I got to change it here and then there and then go on. And inevitably something gets missed and then there's a mistake. And that's when there's delays and holdups. So when you do that, you're disrespecting the guys sitting next to you because they've got their stuff on time and they want to be informed. So we have deadlines for a reason. Myself and everybody on staff is extremely flexible and we try to accommodate you, but we have to respect those deadlines in order to make this run smoothly. Sorry. The way we handled the unopposed this time, I did it a little bit differently. We don't want, like Mike said, we don't want anyone to come here, pay money here, don't show up. We've made the common sense rule, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. But once we closed registration, I made an effort to post who's unopposed. I called every one of you guys, called the adjacent weight classes, make sure we can try to find matches for them, move them around. Thank you for you guys who were very flexible on that. But we don't want anyone to show up and be unopposed. We made the common sense rule. We're going to refine that over time until it works well for you guys, for the regions, for the LBCs, and for the other events. But if you don't have a match, we don't want you to have to travel. You know, I've heard from some coaches you're spending $1,000, $1,200 per athlete to come here, especially for if you're staying the whole week. We want you to keep that money. You'll get your unopposed award, you get your rankings points, and spend it on the next tournament. I have one personal thing here that I believe that is the root of how we have a successful event. There's 3 rules for this to happen. One is a smooth check-in process. If you guys have any improvements you think you could suggest, we've changed it over tournament to tournament to make it smooth. I think we looked, and the average time through the check-in for someone who didn't need a book repair was 6 to 7 minutes. Almost all of you guys traveled a long time to get here. A lot of you, the first stop is right here. We don't want you to have to be here for 2 hours sitting in line. We want that process to go smoothly. Feedback on how we can improve that. I think we've done a good job on that. And that is 100% due to the staff and all the referees and judges who came in early. We had tremendous support and people helping us out here. So that's the one key. The second key is information flow. And we want to make sure you coaches are well informed of when you're boxing, how many's in your bracket, the schedules, things like that. If you know what's going on, then you're less stressed. Then you can focus all your efforts on your athlete. Food, rest, when to be where. And that's when you're going to have the ultimate success in the ring. We've all been at regional tournaments when we're waiting for the bout sheets to come up, and it's 4 in the morning. You wake up to see if you have to wake up your athlete to run them to make weight. And so information flow. We're going to talk a little bit about how to get information, but keys to that are the website, Brian Taylor's efforts and communications on social media, and getting things updated, communications. And the third most successful thing is obviously good decisions. It's the right results. And like Angel talked about, the RJ Commission has gone to great lengths to assure that we have the best officials here, that the best officials work the finals. They're all being evaluated every single bout, every single round. And we also have long-term plans for recruitment. We're adding we're going to have 6 tournaments next year, and they're getting bigger and bigger and more rings, and we have to be able to keep up with that. In order to keep quality officials, we have to have training plans. So we're going to look for that in the future. We're going to be talking quite a bit about that. The only other thing I really want to talk about is the seedings and the rankings, but I think I'm going to wait till we finish the elite draw, and then we'll talk a little bit about that. I know there's a lot of questions in the audience about that. Who do we add? Brian Taylor is here. I just mentioned him. Everybody knows Brian on our staff from communications. If you see something on Instagram, that's Brian. Derek Radell just joined our staff last tournament. Derek is also working in high performance. Listen, this is important. Derek is in charge of coaches' late check-in. So if your coach has just arrived, you haven't gotten your credential yet, Derek is going to be the one handling that. Make sure you have your red pass book when you go see him. If your wristband falls off during the week, save it. Bring it to him. He'll give you a new one. So Derek will be at the admin table mostly, but he's easy to spot. Taryn's not around? Tanya Scott, I already introduced you, but now she's here. So she's vital to our effort in pass books and at the administration from Georgia LBC. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but at every tournament, I try to bring in one athlete to be a part of the staff. I think usually I try to find an elite athlete. It's very important. I think very beneficial for them to see the other side of it. They're usually real high energy. They help us out quite a bit. It's been a very successful position. They'll be the ones organizing our glove runners, our volunteers, doing the awards, and doing a lot of very vital roles. So if you have someone that you think would fit that bill, or be intelligent, smart, that would benefit from being in that role, bring them to me. And I'm always looking to add to that element of our staff. And in this tournament, Maricia Sustacia from Dallas area, DFW area, is going to be helping us out. Okay, thank you guys. I appreciate you, all of you. So the way we're going to format this is we're going to start with the elite draw. The elite draw is pretty easy. Everybody's pretty much seated already. The seating criteria, if you have any questions, I'm going to bring Matt Johnson up here because that was outlined in the high performance documents. So we'll run through the elite draw real quick. There's not much to it because they're invited. You know where they're all at, and their seeds are determined by how they qualified. After that, we'll go through the youth. At that point, I'll go ahead and publish, and then we'll go through the junior and the prep brackets. And at that point, we'll talk about how the seeding was done, okay? Can everybody see on the screens as I'm driving? All right, I'm going to start with communications and how are you going to get your information. First of all, usaboxing.org. I would hope that every single one of you visits this daily to find information. This is where you're going to be getting new news about the high performance team, announcements from membership, about what's coming up, and also events. So down here at the upcoming events, this is what's coming up. But every single time we're at a tournament or our high performance team is at an event, you're going to have a link at the top. So please, if you want to follow along, if you want to find out where you're going to find information during the week, where you're going to find the information that we're going to be posting right now, go ahead and take your phones out and find this link right here at the top. 2018 National Championships. This is the page that is going to be vital for you during this event. It's going to be vital for everyone at home, okay? This is where the live stream links are. The bout sheets are going to be posted, the schedules, and the brackets. In fact, I think our live stream is already up there. You also have the list of confirmed boxers with the seeds and, like I said, the brackets. Before we get going, if you have an elite boxer, I want you to bring up the elite bracket. Go to the master roster and make sure your boxer is in the correct category. For the elite, it should be straightforward. Also, the youth is there as well. But this will prepare you when we get to that bracket to get my attention in case somebody's incorrectly categorized. Of course, there won't be any mistakes, right? And so we've have two tournaments here. The elite and the youth are in one. The juniors and the young and younger divisions are in another. And I believe that they're both up and published. Yep. So here, the Bantam Intermediate and Junior Pee-wees are all already in brackets. So please, we've taken out the scratches, the no-shows. Go ahead and double check that your boxer is correctly categorized. If they're not, when we get to that bracket, bring it to my attention. And without further ado, let's start drawing. Ladies first, we will start with the elite women. 106 pounds, the top seed is Bobadilla from Hawaii. Number 2 is Locuano from Hawaii. Number 3 is Slattery from New York. Scribner from Texas is 4, and Kudbach from Iowa is number 5. We will draw this bracket. As we go through this, I will print 4 copies. A set will go on the wall outside this room, and the other set will go to the bout sheet creator so we can get this process going. We've already populated the bracket with what day the bouts will be. Some of these I'm going to double check as we go. I have lots of paper, but if you could run those. No, all 4 go. Sets, whatever you want to do. We do 4 copies. 1 master set, 2 master sets, one to the wall, and 1 to book. Yeah, thank you. All right, 112 pounds. Our top seed is Ginny Fuchs from Texas. Number 2 is Christina Cruz from New York. Number 3 is Heaven Garcia from California. Mary Gwen from Utah is number 4. Number 5 is Sterling from Brooklyn, and number 6 from Charlotte, North Carolina, is Ashley Cicente, and number 7 is Rhea Lewis from Georgia. Fuchs receives the bye. All other boxers We'll start on Wednesday. Just quickly, 6 p.m. session will be youth and elite. Juniors and prep divisions will be in the noon session. With the exception of Friday, there's only a noon session, okay? Rings 2 and 3 are our 24-foot rings. So is ring 1, and those will be the elite. The youth will be on the outer rings. Yes, sir. So there's reasons we have video screens on each side. Those should be a little clear. Can you read that one okay? Kyle, any help on that? So we got a new projector. We got a new screen for this one. Okay. So that's why it's published online, and you can bring it up on your phone, and it should be pretty clear on your phone. Yep. £119, we have all 8 boxers. Since these boxers are already been published and also invited, I'm going to forego reading their names. That's okay? And I'm going to go ahead and just draw them and let you know when they're boxing. As much as possible, I try to build in rest days for this competition. 119 pounds will start on Wednesday. They'll have a rest on Thursday and go Friday and Saturday for the semifinals. All right, he found it. £125. We have a discrepancy here. I'm going to need all the check-in sheets and whatnot. There's a problem on the 125-pound bracket. I'm going to get some documents and come back to it. 132 pounds, we have 10 boxers, so they'll start on Tuesday. Amelia Moore and Arlie Davis will be boxing on Tuesday. Wingate and Shamora also on Tuesday, the 7 versus 10 and the 8 versus 9. At the end of the draw, I will publish it, and they will update with the names, but the brackets are already up there with the dates. Sir, you asked me the question and didn't pay attention to the answer. Could you turn that down? Elite women, 141 pounds. We have 6 boxers. So the 1 and the 2 will receive the bye. Starting on Wednesday will be Carlson and Brown, the 3 versus the 6. And Shustacha and Putier, the 4 versus the 5. The 1 and the 2 receive the byes. £152, there's 8 boxers. All will begin on Wednesday, rest day Thursday. Come back for Saturday on final. Elite women, 165 pounds. We only had 6 boxers. So 1 and 2 will receive the byes. Box on Friday. On Wednesday, McCain versus Curry, the 3 versus the 6, and the 4 versus the 5, Worcester and Che. £178, we have 2 boxers. They will box in the final on Saturday. And that's the same situation with the heavyweights. 2 boxers. Boxing on Saturday. The check-in sheets for Elite 132, Elite 125. Not the green, the check-ins, this one. Elite women.
The elites were color blue.
Okay. 125. Someone is missing. Who's missing? We had 7. So actually, Naisha is the 7 seed. So at 125 pounds, we had a scratch, and I want to make sure that the seeds are done properly. Soto moves into the 6th seed. If there was someone taken out or because of a no-show, then we'll slide all the seeds up. So there we go. Well, now we have 7 seeds. So drawing that bracket, they'll begin on Wednesday. The number 1 seed will receive the bye. That's Aquino. And the other 6 boxers will start on Wednesday with a rest day on Thursday. Depends on the bracket, right? Oh, let me put it to. My bad. Yeah. So I had it fitting on one screen. This should be able to see a little bit better. Okay. Coaches, ladies and gentlemen, I want to make an introduction here. Taryn Cass is our event coordinator, and everything you see here is pretty much she's been responsible for. So she's integral and absolutely the most vital part of this event. When it comes to planning the officials, planning the meals, planning the awards and the gifts, getting everything shipped here, basically every single thing that you see here, she had a hand in. So when you see her around the event, make sure you say thanks. Okay, moving on to the elite men, 108 pounds. I'm sure you'll have some questions about weight classes, but as you know, we're having a non-advancing 108 pounds here. There's only 2, and they'll be boxing on Saturday. £114, we had 2 drops. So we're down to 8 boxers. So they'll begin on Tuesday, have a rest day Wednesday, come again Thursday, rest day Friday, and a Saturday final. So 8 boxers, 1 versus 8, etc. Elite men, 125 pounds, same situation. We have 8 boxers, comes out nice and even. 1 versus 8 on Tuesday. They'll have a rest day Wednesday, come back Thursday, rest day Friday, and finals on Saturday. Saturday, there'll be no early session. We'll only have the 6 p.m. session. If you're 1, you're boxing 8. If you're 2, you're boxing 7. 3 versus 6, and 4 versus 5. So there's really no draw here. It's all determined on seed. Everybody see everything you need to see? 25? 138 pounds. This bracket, because of the combination of the weights, has 11 boxers. So they'll start on Tuesday with the rest day Wednesday, and then go Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So the 4 and 5 get to rest until Thursday. The 1, the 2, and the 3 get byes. So boxing on Tuesday, tomorrow, will be Dorel Fore versus Marcel Davidson, Macedo versus Knuckles, and Carrington versus Rojas. It's not keeping up. Elite men, 152 pounds. We have 9 boxers, which gives us 1 match on Tuesday. It'll be the 8 versus the 9. Marcus Valle, Jaquan McElroy. Then everybody will be off on Wednesday and come back and compete Thursday, Friday, Saturday. What's that? Is Christian here? Christian Schmidt? Why are you making copies? I'm just printing 4. Will that be faster? All right, elite men, 165 pounds. We have 8 boxers, nice even bracket. So they'll start Tuesday with everybody in action. Have rest days on Wednesday and Friday. That'll be the same situation for the 178, 201, and 201 plus. That came out later. Elite men, 178, also 8 boxers. So I have 7 boxers on here, 178. Do you see your elite check-in? Okay, so in 178 we had 1 scratch that didn't get updated. I'm going to take them out of the bracket. He was the 5 seed. So Oran will move into the 5. Help me out. Who's the 6? Brooks will move into 6. And Ghaffar will move into 7. Will still be Tuesday, Thursday, and with a Saturday final. We're going to have 200 brackets. We need a solution there. So Co gets the bye. Since there's 7 in the bracket, everyone else will be boxing Tuesday and come back Thursday.
They asked me how to do it, and I couldn't do it. And then I showed them, and they were like, well, this will be easier.
So going on to the heavyweights, we have 6 boxers, had a couple scratches, no shows. Jared Anderson becomes the number 1 seed and receives the bye. Will box on Thursday. Jamar Talley moves up to the 2nd seed, will receive the bye, boxing on Thursday. Boxing tomorrow will be the 3 versus the 6, Tillman versus Tovar, and 4 versus 5, Kearney versus Wynn. And going on to the super heavyweight. We have all 8 boxers. This wasn't updated either. Nope. So the number 8 seed did not come. So it goes Tuesday. Okay, so there's 7 boxers in this bracket now. Top seed Richard Torres will receive the bye and box on Thursday, and the other 6 boxers will box on Tuesday. That concludes the elite draw. Those will get posted and added to the bout sheets. Are we posting on the wall out there? Okay, and the bracket. Go out there and fix it. We'll move on to the youth women's categories. So this is a time to stop and talk about seeds. I know this is an important topic to all you guys. So let's go over this in depth, and it'll take me a few minutes. Let me preface this by saying that the seeding is based on the current USA boxing rankings. I understand that the rankings are extremely important to you guys, to the boxers, to the families, to the sponsors, to everybody you have at home. And I want to make sure that those rankings have more value, more merit, more consequence. So the seeds are based on those rankings. In the past, we'd had a policy where your ranking was only at the age and weight in which you've accumulated it. And then the seed was only if you were ranked at that category. But as we know, everybody's gotten older for this tournament by 1 year. So they haven't even competed at their age group yet, in a lot of cases. Also, in this case, you're also starting the rankings for next year and the placement for next year. So you're moving up weight classes in a lot of cases. So what happened last year was we only had a few people even seeded, and they weren't too relevant or impactful. So we went through a process this year, and let me tell you, it is laborious. It takes a lot of time. Okay, I'll redo it. So the way we did the seedings is, first we started with the rankings at that same age and same weight. And as you know, on the website, we published just the top 10. And I went down the rankings, and anybody who was in that same age and same weight received a seed, okay? Once I exhausted that list, I went down 1 weight class, okay, because a lot are moving up, and you should still be rewarded for having participated all year and earned that ranking during the year, even though you're coming here and competing at a higher weight class. So I went down 1 weight, and I went through the list, and I seeded them all based on that. Then I went up a weight and looked for those as well. If we still had seeds needed seeds, in a lot of cases we did, then I went down 1 age group at the same weight. And the same thing, I went down one weight category and then up 1 weight category. So I examined 6 rankings to find all the seeds. The way I did the seeds was it depends on the number of boxers in the bracket. So if we have 0, 1, or 2 boxers, there's no seeds. It doesn't matter. It matters, but it doesn't affect the way the random draw is done. If there's 3 boxers in a bracket, we seeded 1, just the top 1, because that person will get the bye. If there's 4 or 5 boxers, then we seeded 2, because again, it determines who receives the byes and have them opposite each other. 6 to 7 boxers in a bracket, I went down to 3 seeds. 8 to 11, 4 seeds. 12 to 17, 5, all the way until if there's 32 boxers in a bracket, we seeded 8. Okay? So we exhausted all that list to find those seeds. In a lot of cases, I exhausted all 6 brackets, and we didn't find the full seeds. Okay? We did publish those, again, on the same website, on the event page. to look at those seeds. If you have any questions about those seeds, we're going to have to go through it individually so that we can talk about it and I can show you where they were picked from, okay? Like I said, it took a long time, and it's possible there might be a mistake or two, so please feel free to bring them up to my attention, okay? Any questions about that? That's a little different. Like I said, the rankings are extremely important to everybody when they come out. So every single iteration, we want to make this better and better for you guys. So we refine it as we go along. As you know, recently we combined the Pee-wees in the rankings because it wasn't really working having two Pee-wees. So we try to make this better and better, and I appreciate any feedback on that, okay? We want to make this the best, most beneficial. It means a lot to the boxers we know.
No, it printed. It ended up.
Did you get it? Did you get a copy? Okay, so throw those away and get those. Okay, good. Okay, with the youth women, 106 pounds, the top seed is Natalie Dove from Philadelphia. Christina Aquino from California is the second seed. In the bracket, we also have Brittany Jenkins, Myra Ruiz, Maya Cuellar. I apologize, I omitted something very important before I draw this bracket. We have a rule in which two boxers from the same gym or same club will not box each other in the first round. So if you have two boxers from the same club in a bracket, when we get to that bracket, please stand up, bring it to my attention. We'll still conduct a random draw. If they are boxing in their first boxing opportunity, we will redraw the bracket. Youth women, 106 pounds, we'll draw it. Boxing tomorrow is Cuellar and Ruiz. Receiving the bye and boxing on Thursday is Dove. And Aquino and Jenkins will box on Thursday. Guys, the brackets, as we're printing them, are going up on the walls outside this room, hopefully. So if you want to see a bracket that we've already drawn, it should be up. Youth women, 112 pounds, 3 boxers, so we have 1 seed. That'll be Tovar. Patricio and Chavez are the other competitors in the bracket. All youth finals will be on Saturday. So on Thursday will be Patricio and Chavez. Tovar will wait until Saturday to box. Youth women, 119 pounds. We have 3 seeds. Roxy from LA is number 1. Number 2 would be Bellevue from South Dakota. Number 3 is Retes from Texas. Also in the bracket are Fundora from California, and Cicio Chavez from Colorado, Garrison from Wyoming, and Gutierrez from Illinois. Drawing this bracket, again, we built in rest days as much as possible. Verduzco will receive the bye and box on Thursday. The other 6 boxers will start tomorrow at 6 p.m. Chavez versus Gutierrez, Bellevue versus Fundora, Redes versus Garrison. £125 pounds, we have 5 boxers. The seeds are Fernandez from Houston, number 1. Rodriguez from El Paso, number 2. Also in the bracket are Hernandez from LA, Brandt from Arizona, and Gaetan from Phoenix. Drawing the bracket. Rodriguez and Brandt will box on Thursday. Gaetan and Hernandez on Tuesday. The winner facing Fernandez on Thursday. Youth, 132 pounds, we have 4 boxers. Bamberger from California is the number 1 seed. Bradford from Toledo is the number 2 seed. Also in the bracket are Circa from Colorado, Dominguez from Illinois. They will start on Wednesday. Is that correct? Why is that? Apologize. These bouts will be Thursday. Rest day Friday, coming back Saturday. Bamberger versus Heather Circa from Colorado. Dominguez versus Bradford. That'll be Thursday with the Saturday final. Youth Women 141. We have two boxers. Berber from California, Fernandez from Houston. That's Jasmine. They'll box on Saturday. Boxers, just so you know, coaches, in the bracket, the top of the bracket will be the red corner, the bottom of the bracket will be the blue corner. Youth women 152 pounds, we have no competitors. Youth women 65, 78, and super heavyweight, we have no competitors. Coaches, let's recruit some bigger girls. We have a problem even in the elite females of not having enough competitors, and we need, those are Olympic weight classes. We need some boxers, so let's start recruiting. Whatever your ideas are, let's feedback. Is Jackie here? Jackie Atkins? Let's feed back to the Women's Commission on how we can increase participation and find us some more boxers for our high performance program. That concludes the youth women's brackets. We'll move to the youth men 101 pounds. Let me make a comment here, guys. This is a non-advancing bracket. It is not an international bracket. These boxers weren't budgeted in high performance. They may be invited as training partners, but we have boxers that fit this weight category that weren't able to box at 108 pounds. So we created this as an extra weight category, and we did this in the junior weight class. Heck, we did that in the elite weight class, in the elite division as well. So I'm very much of the opinion that we should have weight categories that fit our membership and our needs. So that's why we made this 101 pounds. And again, any feedback on that, feel free to talk to me about. So we seeded this bracket. Keith Barrows from Oxon Hill is number 1. Jesus Haro from California is number 2. Also in the bracket are Gamma from Utah and Alpo from Texas. We're going to box these guys right alongside the youth finals on Saturday final. And they'll start their competition on Thursday in the semifinals. Make sure we didn't miss any as well.
Oh, they're doing little thin strips. They're asking if there's any way you can make their font bigger.
This particular bracket that's too small, then we can print it bigger. But so far,
Other than that, brackets.
all right, we have a big bracket here. Youth men, 108 pounds. We had 16 boxers, so we'll have a Wednesday rest day. All boxers in this bracket will box on Tuesday. Rest day Wednesday, then a Thursday, Friday, Saturday wrap up. The number 1 seed is Alfred Vargas from San Diego. Number 2, Daniel Barrera from California. Number 3, Ezekiel Ferguson from Denver. And number 4, Tanner Garud from Utah. Also in this bracket, Aaron Williams from Phoenix, Adrian Lopez from Utah, Angel Barrientos from Vegas, Anthony Thompson from Cincinnati, Diego Bengochea from Connecticut, Eric Hernandez from California, Fabian Arnando from Freeport, Texas, Giovanni Lopez from California, James Hale from Hawaii, Ray Johnson from California, Richard Archuleta from New Mexico, Shamar Canal from New York. Any changes? Any discrepancies? Anybody from the same gym? We'll draw the bracket. Again, all boxers will be competing tomorrow, Tuesday at 6 p.m. Caught up. Can you read that?
be online.
Guys, I'm just trying to adjust this so that we'll be able to read it on the wall. Of course, online it will look just fine. We're going to test out a couple things. Let that print. Youth men, 114 pounds. We have 18 boxers. The number 1 seed is Braden Reed from Tennessee. Number 2, Ricardo Garcia from California. Number 3 is Dominguez from Ohio. Number 4 is Cosio from Kansas City. Number 5 is Jamal Harvey from Oxon Hill. Also in the bracket, Aaron Rodriguez from Idaho. Adrian Rodriguez from Arizona. Chavez Barrientos from Vegas. D'Angelo Sanchez from New Mexico. Fernando Vasquez from Dallas. Gerard Medel from California. Javon Dula from Cincinnati. Jesus Flores from California. Jonathan Aguiar from Vegas. Jose Gonzalez from Hillsboro, Oregon. Keith Colon from New Jersey. Miguel Santana from Tampa. Ragalik Barti from Washington, D.C. And that's it. We'll draw this bracket. Boxing on Tuesday is Jonathan Aguiar and Chavez Barrientos, both from Vegas.
Adrian Rodriguez on that bracket from Glendale, Arizona. Is he in there? Yes. Okay. All right, thank you.
That's what it's gonna look like.
Anybody here from Aguiar or Barrientos? Can't. Anybody here from Jonathan Aguiar or Chavez Barrientos groups? Anybody here from Vegas? Are they the same gym? Okay, thank you very much. Also boxing tomorrow will be Aaron Rodriguez and Adrian Rodriguez. Everyone else will be off on Tuesday starting on Wednesday. How do those look? 6. And then this other one, this other version of it was 4. Is that better? Should I do it like that?
Yeah, that's better. That's fine.
All right. Do you want more copies of that? Well, so we want one like that, and then the rest will be normal.
Oh, well, we just need. What is this?
This is 114. Okay, moving on to youth male, 123 pounds. Again, let me know if there's any conflicts or guys from the same club. This is a very full bracket of 25 boxers. There'll be 9 matches on Tuesday. The top seed is Michael Gamble from Cincinnati. Number 2 seed is Barlatier from Miami, number 2. Number 3 seed, Ramirez from Pennsylvania. Number 4 seed, Rasheem Jefferson from Philly. Number 5 seed is Dante Kirkman from California. Number 6 seed is Wilver Hernandez from Kansas City. Also in the bracket, Abdurrahman Mason from Cleveland. Alberto Alvarez from California. Aspen Bangdofone from California. Dioncio Martinez from San Antonio. Isaac Plasencia from LA, Isaac Rodriguez from California, Jacob Cuevas from Vegas, Jason Kamenikin from Wisconsin, Jaden Lopez from Utah, Luke Alpo from Texas, Archuleta from Vegas, Montana Perez from Pennsylvania, Timoteo from Hawaii, Omar Estrada from Oregon, Ram Gandara from Houston, Robert Sherez from right here in Salt Lake City, Solomon Balderas from Reno, and Tori Coleman from Cincinnati. So we have 2 guys, Tori Coleman and Michael Gamble. Is that correct? Both from Cincinnati. We'll make sure they're not facing each other. Drawing that bracket. Gamble's the top seed. He should be right here. So if Coleman Coleman and Gamble would be in the first match for Gamble. So I'm going to redraw this bracket. Reseeding it. So it looks like we don't have a conflict now. Boxing tomorrow at 6 p.m. Gandara versus Coleman. Cuevas versus Kamenikin. Shirez versus Timotea. Plasencia versus Lopez. Archuleta versus Mason. Alpo versus Martinez. Perez versus Rodriguez. Bandofone versus Estrada. And Alvarez versus Balderas. All other boxers will be in action on Wednesday. Yeah, 6 a.m. wake up. 6 a.m. will be trial scale. 7 o'clock will be weigh-in. They'll be boxing 6 p.m. All youth will be in the 6 p.m. session in rings 1 and 4, possibly some spillover, but for the most part, rings 1 and 4. That's you, Johnny. All right, we'll make one big copy here for the wall. All right. Youth men, 132 pounds.
Garcia, Gabriel Guerrero. Okay. But do you have these two in there? Garcia and Guerrero? Yeah, Garcia, Guerrero. Okay, so he's out. Okay.
So in this bracket, we do have a conflict, which with two Cincinnati boxers. Let's go through the seeds first. Youth male, 132 pounds. Our top seed is Ernesto Mercado from California. Number 2 is Daniel Garcia from Colorado. Number 3 is Jason Limon from San Antonio. Number 4, Angel Perez from Pennsylvania. Number 5, Brayon Carruthers from Wisconsin. Number 6, Kane Sandoval from Sacramento. Number 7, Roberto Gomez from Florida. And number 8 is Oliver Badillo from Texas. Also in the bracket, Alfredo Martinez from California. Christopher Gonzalez from Houston. Derek Davis from D.C., Emmanuel Valerio from Cincinnati, Eric Tudor from Florida, Gabriel Garcia from California, Gabriel Gerena from New Jersey, Al-Mashidi from Michigan, Brady from Georgia, Etherly from Portland, Brooks from Cincinnati, Cortez, Jeremiah Cortez from Texas, Joaquin Valdez from Laredo, Jorgson Galiza from Hawaii, Keon Davis from Virginia, Leandric Johnson from Alabama, Luis Joe Ibarra from the Springs, Colorado, Maximilio Ruiz from Utah, Michael Dawson from Chattanooga, Mickey Scala from Arizona, Roland Nez from New Mexico, Zachary Sam from California, Steve Johnson from Palo Alto, California. So we have one conflict coach, 2 boxers from Cincinnati, Emmanuel Valerio and Jason Brooks. Is that right? Jason Brooks and Valerio. Okay. Anything else, coaches? This is a completely full bracket, -1. So we have 31 boxers. So 1 boxer will receive the bye. All other boxers will be boxing Tuesday. We'll seed it. This is our most full bracket, I believe. Ernesto Mercado, the #1 seed, receives the bye. Jason Brooks is on the top part of the bracket. And Valera's in the bottom part of the bracket, coach. Okay? So Tuesday, 6 p.m., Al-Mashadi versus Brady, Badillo versus Dawson. Brooks versus Galiza, Perez versus Ibarra, Cortez versus Scala, Carruthers versus Nez, Etherly versus Davis, Daniel Garcia versus Steve Johnson, Ruiz versus Sam, Gomez versus Tudor. They far enough apart? Dade City, Fort Lauderdale? Valdez and Johnson, Limon and Valerio, Gonzalez versus Garcia, that's Christopher Gonzalez, Gabriel Garcia, Sandoval versus Martinez, and Davis versus Urena. What's up? That would be Youth Men 123. It's a little puzzle, isn't it? And here's 132 will be 4 parts as well. We won't have too many of these. You're right. Youth men, 141 pounds. We have 16 boxers. Should have been moved. We're going to move these. So we had a few scratches, and it had it less than, we have less than 17. So we're going to move these boxers so you can get a rest day. We'll start this bracket tomorrow, Tuesday. So that way they can have a rest day on Wednesday and come back on Thursday. It also will even out our number of bouts better. Youth men, 141 pounds. Our top seed is Aaron Aponte from Florida. Number 2 is Antonio Perez from Pennsylvania. Number 3 is Jorge Perez from Chicago. Number 4 is David Romero from Los Angeles. Number 5, Armani Almestia from Orlando. Number 6 is Jermoine Royster from Richmond. And that's all of our seeds. Also in the bracket are Daniel Hasty from Idaho, Blumpkin from Beverly Hills, Felix Gonzalez from Illinois, Ishmael Muhammad from Philly, Josiah Cortez from Texas, Wailai from Hawaii, Lorenzo Powell from Sacramento, Maximus Garland from Maryland, Rogelio Gutierrez from California, and Xavier Gordon from Arizona. So again, this is an even bracket of 16, meaning all boxers will be boxing Tuesday with a rest day Wednesday. Aponte's the 1 seed at the top of the bracket. He'll be boxing Muhammad from Philly, Blumpkin versus Gordon, Almestia versus Gutierrez, Perez, oh, I messed up. Powell versus Romero, Perez versus Hasty, Cortez versus Royster, Garland versus Gonzalez, and Wailai versus Perez. Did you see it all? Okay. Youth male, 152 pounds. We have 13 boxers, meaning 5 matches on Tuesday with a Wednesday rest day. Our top seed is Daniel Blancas from Milwaukee. Number 2 is Montalvo from Omaha. Number 3 is Coach from Cincinnati. Number 4 is Milnicki from New Jersey. Number 5 is Amari Jones from California. Also in the bracket, Derek Jackson from Orlando, Edwin Angel from Maryland, Elijah Martinez from New Mexico, Martin Bellman from California, Michael Birch from Colorado, Omari Jones from Orlando, Osmel Avila from California, and Xander Zayas from Florida. We'll draw this bracket. Montalvo with the bye will come on Thursday. Jackson versus Martinez will be tomorrow. Bellman versus Avila. Milnicki versus Angel. Jones versus Birch. Jones versus, Amari Jones versus Michael Birch. And Omari Jones from Orlando versus Zayas. Daniel Blockus with the bye.
How they look on the wall out there? How they look on the wall? That's 140, 132, Cummings 141.
Oh, this is the whole.
Youth male, 165 pounds. Our top seed is Keith Richard from Louisiana. Ralph Clemente from New York is our number 2 seed. Also in the bracket are Isini from New York, Rokeley from Hawaii, Kearney from Montana, and Val Saint from Florida. We have a Wednesday rest day here and a Friday rest day. So Clement and Richard, the top 2 seeds, will box on Thursday versus the winners of Rokeley, Kearney, and Val Saint Iseni, both on Tuesday. Youth men, 178 pounds. We have 7 boxers. The top seed, you got a bye. So your top seeds who box on Thursday. Youth men, 178 pounds. The top seed is Gordy Russ from Detroit. Second seed, Matt Rodriguez also from Michigan. Third seed is Angel Chavez from California. Also in the bracket are Ballard from Detroit, Benjamin from Ohio, Ochoa from Chicago, and Calcruth from Duncanville, Texas. Drawing the bracket, Gordy Russ, the top seed, will box on Thursday, receives the bye and goes on Thursday. Boxing tomorrow are Calcruth, Benjamin, Rodriguez, Ballard, Chavez, Ochoa. Wednesday rest day, Friday rest day, Saturday final.
Then back to no. Multiple pages.
Youth men with 201 pounds, Michael Hudson is unopposed.
No, I'm done with the 2 pages I said.
Youth men super heavyweights. We have 2 boxers, Jet Blackwell and Jaime Martinez. They will box on Saturday in the final.
Yeah.
Benjamin and Gordy is in the same bracket.
Let me see. You should have brought that to my attention.
I was trying to get your attention.
Yeah, jump up and down.
Cutting people up, I'm scared to talk.
All right, so we're gonna go back to the 178-pound bracket. We may have a discrepancy here. Benjamin
He's from Shaker Heights. And Gordy Russ is from Detroit.
All right, so we got 2 boxers with the same club here, travel together, Russ and Benjamin. We're going to redraw this bracket so that they're on opposite sides. Redrawing this bracket. Now Russ and Benjamin are opposite sides. So let me recall this bracket for you guys. Hopefully you didn't leave. Boxing tomorrow at 6 p.m. is Ochoa and Calcruth, Rodriguez and Ballard, Chavez and Benjamin. Gordy Russ receives the bye.
Do you have 178? Thank you.
Yep. No. They'll come throw those away. Okay, guys, that concludes the elite and the youth draws. So for me to update the website, I'm going to go ahead and minimize it here and publish it while we're going. And I'll try to bring up the junior bracket so we can do it at the same time. So while this gets going, it needs a minute to start going, and then I'll start with the juniors. So, Coach.
The Gordy and the other one, the next one they meet, the next bout.
No, Ballard's opposite. Right? You have the new 178? I can't bring it up on my screen because I'm publishing. It'll come out after this.
Gordy and Ballard. I know Gordy get the 5, but
You'd only fight in the final. You would only fight in the final.
the Gordy right here. Where we? Oh, we right here. Oh, we going opposite way. Oh,
You good?
so we can fight around the corner from each other. They spar with each other.
Yeah. So you'd only fight in the final.
All right, we're going to move on to the junior brackets. Before I go on, is there any issues, anything to be brought to my attention? All right. I'm sorry, you have 106? Okay, when we get there, let me know. Thank you. All right, junior girls, 95 pounds. Again, remember what I said earlier. We've created some lighter weights so that we have more opportunities to box, but this will be a non-advancing bracket, meaning it won't be for a camp position, and they don't box internationally. So junior girls, 95 pounds. We have 1 seed, Jacqueline Garcia from Wyoming. Also in the bracket, Rojas from Vegas and Bahi from Arizona. So all junior finals will be on Friday, so they will have a rest day Tuesday and Thursday and start on Wednesday. Garcia being the top seed gets the bye. On Wednesday be Rojas and Bahi. Is that right, Bahi? Junior girls, 101 pounds. We have 2 competitors. They'll box in the final on Friday. It'll be Gomez and Martinez. Friday session is at noon. Real quick, guys, my philosophy on bout order. Okay, well. Sorry. So my philosophy on bout order is if the boxers are boxing again, then following day, they'll be first. If they have a rest day next, then they'll be after the ones who are boxing the next day. And if there's championship final, then they'll be at the end of the session. Make sense? Junior girls, 106 pounds. We have a number 1 seed of Maria Jardines from California. Number 2 is Castaneda from Kansas City. Number 3 is Monica Garcia from Wyoming. We also in the bracket is Elizabeth Garcia from Wyoming, Kayla Rico from Los Angeles, Jadalee Maderos from Alabama, and Camille James from Philly.
Is that right? They all stayed in the bracket? Junior female? We're at 6, 7 boxers?
Okay, so we have 2 boxers from the same club, Garcia and Garcia, sisters. We'll make sure they're opposite the bracket. And of course, they drew each other. So we'll clear that out. Okay. Now opposite sides. Keep the family peace. Jardines gets the bye. Will box on Thursday versus the winner of Elizabeth Garcia and Maderos on Tuesday. Also on Tuesday at noon is Castaneda versus James and Monica Garcia versus Kayla Rico. Again, junior girls finals will be on Friday at the end of the session. Moving on, junior girls, 110 pounds. Top speed is Priscilla Medina from Los Angeles. Number 2 is Luna Gandara from Dallas. Also in the bracket, Hannah McGinnis from Tennessee, Lucera Hernandez from Utah, and Yoselin Perez from Houston. Drawing the bracket, Gandara Perez will be on Thursday. Hernandez McGinnis will start the bracket off on Tuesday at noon, with the winner facing the top seed Medina on Thursday. Guys, real quick, I want to mention Christian Schmidt. I was hoping he was still here. He's going to be our ring announcer. He's new. He's a Spanish speaker. If you have any boxer with a difficult name to pronounce, please go see him. He wants you to come see him, and so he can pronounce your names properly, okay? Junior girls, 114 pounds. We're going to skip this one and come back to it at the end. I'm just kidding, guys. I see you guys all sitting here. Junior girls, 114 pounds. Top seed is Reina Tellez from San Antonio. Number 2 seed, also from Texas, Jury Rodriguez from Houston, Texas. Number 3 is Alicia Ricks from Hawaii. Also in the bracket, Alyssa Mendoza from Idaho, Alina Manduano from California, and Soledad Rodriguez from Salt Lake City. Draw this bracket. The top 2 seeds will receive byes on opposite sides. Tellez and Rodriguez will box on Thursday versus the winners of Ricks, Mendoza, and Manduana and Rodriguez. Those will be boxing on Tuesday.
Well, just the ones that came out. Good.
Moving on to 119-pound junior girls, we have a number 1 seed of Sierra Martinez from Providence. Number 2 seed Isabel Vasquez from Orlando. Also in the bracket is Delgado from California, Mendez from Pennsylvania, and Graziano from Hawaii. Drawing the bracket, boxing on Tuesday will be Faith Mendez and Anissa Delgado. The winner will face the top seed, Sierra Martinez, on Thursday. And on the other side of the bracket, Vasquez and Graziano will box on Thursday. Junior girls, 125 pounds. We have 3 boxers. The top seed is Melissa Olguin from San Antonio. Second seed is Ariana Carrasco from Las Cruces, and Emmy Gossett from Knoxville. And the reason we have 2 seeds is because someone dropped out of the bracket. So Olguin, the top seed, will box on Friday in the final versus the winner on Wednesday of Carrasco and Gossett. Junior girls, 132 pounds. We have 3 boxers. The top seed is Emily Gomez from Bakersfield, California. Jackie Garcia and Ruby Navarro from Salt Lake City and Michigan, Texas are also in the bracket. So boxing Wednesday will be Navarro and Garcia. And the winner will box Emily Gomez in the finals on Friday. Junior girls, 138 pounds. We have 2 boxers. They'll box in the final on Friday. Jessica Guerra is the #1 seed, and Brianna Carrera from Texas. Junior girls, 145 pounds. We have Kahil Elliott from New Jersey versus Whitney Brown from Lexington, Kentucky in the final on Friday. Okay, and 176 pounds, we have Destiny Cameron from South Dakota, unopposed. So same speech as earlier, guys. See, we have a lack of girls at the heavier weight divisions. So let's hit those basketball teams and volleyball teams up and recruit some girls. That concludes the junior girls bracket. Junior boys, 85 pounds. Again, see earlier conversation, 85, 90, and 95 pounds are added weight divisions for juniors. We do that to increase competition opportunities, but they will be non-advancing divisions, okay? Junior boys, 85 pounds, we have 3 boxers and no seeds. Aaron Garcia from Utah, Rodriguez from Albuquerque, and Washington from California. Why is this Friday and Saturday? This doesn't make sense. We're going to give them a rest day. Looks like someone dropped out of the bracket, maybe. Why are junior boys on Saturday? It makes sense. It makes sense at all. This isn't going to be like this on all of them. The next one, right? Okay, so juniors at noon. Wednesday, Friday. Okay, fix that. So boxing on Wednesday will be Rodriguez and Garcia. Washington gets the bye and will box on Friday in the final. Oh yeah. In my notes, I gotta fix all of these. Junior boys, 90 pounds. Ernesto. Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Sorry, guys. I just want to, we have boxers who dropped out of brackets, so I want to make sure that they're properly spaced out.
Well, we need it tomorrow morning for the meeting there. Yeah, Q&A tonight.
Okay, junior boys, 90 pounds. We have 7 boxers, 2 seeds. Thank you. Xavier Bocanegra from Texas is the first seed. Marcellus Smith from Cleveland is the number 2 seed. Also in the bracket is Anthony Torres from Vegas, David Cardenas from San Antonio, Goosh from Long Beach, Patricio from Hawaii, and Valentino Ruiz from California.
What's that? Year of birth? 2019 minus year of birth. Okay. So yeah, that's right. Right, so it's her age in 2019, right? No, ended next year.
Okay, drawing this bracket. Xavier Bocanegra is the top seed and will get the bye. Box on Thursday. All other boxers will be boxing tomorrow in the noon session. That's Frederick Goosh from Long Beach versus David Cardenas from San Antonio. Marcellus Smith versus Anthony Torres. Lyndon Patricio versus Valentino Ruiz. Junior boys, 95 pounds. 8 boxers. So with the drop on this bracket, we can give them a rest day. So we'll move, all 8 boxers will be boxing tomorrow in the Tuesday session with a Wednesday rest day. The number 1 seed is Antoine Dorm from Pennsylvania. Number 2 is Steven Navarro from Los Angeles. Number 3 is Ethan Perez from San Antonio. Also in the bracket is Hakeem Cheatham from Vegas. Andrin Pulido from California. Connor Nelson from the Springs. Jose Ramirez from Arizona. Jose Tovar III from Midland, Texas. So once again, all boxers will be boxing tomorrow in the noon session. Wednesday rest day, Thursday they'll be back, Friday final. Junior boys, 101 pounds. We have 17 boxers. So we have 1 bout tomorrow. Then they'll go Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. The number 1 seed is Richard R.J. Fernandez from San Antonio. Sorry, I want to give their hometowns the respect that it deserves. So I wanted to show on the bracket. Number 2 seed is Sylvester Zinzunza from Tucson. Number 3 seed is Figo Ramirez from Dallas. Number 4 is Jordan Roach from Upper Marlboro, Maryland. Number 5 is Ramir Walker from Syracuse. Also in the bracket, Andres Perez from El Paso. B. Barrientos from Oklahoma City. Colin, I'm not going to try it, from Utah. Emmanuel Moreno from Texas. Eric Castaneda from Utah. Gabriel Soto from Vegas, Isaac Struther from Houston, Jose Valdez from Texas, Miguel Rincon from California, Philip Vela from Nevada, Ryan Williams from Toledo, and Samuel Contreras from California. Guys, can you turn that down, please? Guys, can you turn your music down, please? If you're standing next to the person with their music on, please turn it down. Thank you. We'll draw this bracket. Boxing on Tuesday in the noon session is Gabriel Soto versus Jose Valadez. All other boxers will be off until Wednesday. Come back Thursday with a Friday final. All these boxers will be boxing in the noon session. Junior boys, 106 pounds. We have 9 boxers. The first seed is Floyd Diaz from Vegas. Oliver Alonso from Garden Grove. What state is that? Anybody? Thank you. Oliver Alonso is the second seed. Julius Ballo from California is the number 3rd seed, and Darius Jackson from Orlando is number 4. Also, Filomeno Pulido from Albuquerque is in the bracket. Gavin Taylor from South Dakota. Jesus Franco from Oklahoma City. Giovanni Aguiar from Las Vegas. And Yahir Calderon from Kansas City. 9 boxers in the bracket, so 1 bout tomorrow. It will be Gavin Taylor versus Filomeno Pulido. All other boxers will be off. We'll start on Wednesday. Junior boys, 110 pounds. Nice bracket. 8 boxers, and this needs to be fixed. They'll start tomorrow morning and have a rest day Wednesday. The first seed is Trinidad Vargas from Texas. Number 2 is Leonardo Rubalcava from California. Number 3 is Forte from Cincinnati. Number 4 is Chris Simmons from North Carolina. Also in the bracket, Edgar Hernandez from Kansas City, Johnson from Michigan, Castro from Hawaii, and Lennox Rodriguez from Mass. So with 8 boxers, every boxer will be boxing tomorrow. Vargas versus Castro, Hernandez versus Simmons, Forte versus Rodriguez, Johnson versus Rubalcava. Wednesday will be rest day, Thursday they'll be back with a Friday final. Juniors all in the noon sessions. Moving on, junior boys, 114 pounds. The top seed is Abdullah Mason from Cleveland. Number 2 is Eric Martinez from Linwood, California. Joseph Almaji from Arlington, Texas is number 3. Also in the bracket, Dempsey Wooten from Oklahoma, Carrillo from Wichita Falls, Texas, Riccio from California, Gomez from Phoenix, Lawrence Nava from Montana, and Miguel Aldana from Kansas. 9 boxers, meaning 1 bout tomorrow. It will be Miguel Aldana from Garden City versus Emmanuel Carrillo from Wichita Falls, Texas. The winner will face Abdullah Mason on Wednesday. Guys, the youth and the elite brackets have finished publishing. They should be now updated. Back to the junior boys, 114 pounds. Ricio Nava will go on Wednesday. Almaji Wooten and also Martinez Gomez on Wednesday. They'll box every day with the Friday final.
Brooks doing okay on the belt sheets? Looking. Okay. And Danny is helping him?
Junior boys, 119 pounds. We have 12 boxers in this bracket. Dario Villegas from Iowa is our #1 seed. Diego Luna from San Diego is our #2 seed. And that was all the seeds. Alex Meraz from Idaho. Angel Rebelar from California. Arturo Ramos from San Antonio. Curtis Badeos from Utah. Daniel Aro from California. Daniel Mercado from California. Diego Luna is already the San Diego #2 seed. Emilio Vargas from Vegas. Eric Valencia from Kansas. Ricardo Gonzalez from Wisconsin. And Victor Paleo from California. Boxing on Tuesday will be Rebelar versus Gonzalez. Vargas versus Aro. Meraz versus Mercado, Valencia versus Ramos. All other boxers will receive the bye and be on Wednesday. Junior boys, 125 pounds. We have 18 boxers in this bracket. The #1 seed is Emilio Garcia from Laredo. #2 is Anthony Reeves from Georgia. Hit reload? Yeah. No names?
Youth male, what it? 132? Looks good. Okay.
So this is going off the website. Yeah, sometimes it seems like the phone doesn't pick up the changes. I'm not sure how to clear the cache. My phone was doing the same thing earlier. Junior boys, 125 pounds. Let me start over. So our top seed is Emilio Garcia from Laredo. #2, Anthony Reeves from Georgia. Alan Panduro Angulo from Omaha is #3. Also in the bracket, Adolfo Hernandez from Idaho. Aiden Pulido from California. Alan Ferrales from Wyoming. Anthony Vargas from New Jersey. Chad Thompson from South Dakota. Zelmer Zamora from Vegas. Devon Lucas from Texas. Houston. From Giovanni Rodriguez from Utah, Isidero Acosta from Portland, Jeremy Ortiz from Illinois, Jonathan Gonzalez from Houston, Jose Rodriguez from Springfield, Mass, Ricardo Guerra from Brownsville, Texas, Ryan from New York, and Thomas Valerio from Phoenix. Okay, we'll draw the bracket. 18 teams, 18 boxers, meaning there'll be 2 bouts. On Tuesday, Giovanni Rodriguez versus Aiden Pulido. And Isidoro Acosta versus Ryan from New York will be on Tuesday. All other boxers will come back on Wednesday. Junior boys, 132 pounds. Our top seed is Alan Garcia from Kansas. Number 2 seed, Miklo Arnold from Oregon. And Ariel Samano from Arizona is our number 3 seed. Also in the bracket, Danilo Diaz from Florida, Darius Ward from Cincinnati, Isaiah Garcia from California, Jake Santos Steven from Denver, Jaleel Hackett from Washington, D.C., Javi Melgar from Salt Lake City, Jesse Aviles from Florida, Joel Ariarte from California, and Moses Garcia from Texas.
Does that need to be 2 pages?
Boxing on Tuesday is Hackett versus Diaz, Santa Steven versus Ariarte, Garcia versus Melgar Torres, and Aviles versus Ward. Samano, Arnold, Garcia, and Isaiah Garcia will all be boxing on Wednesday with the buys.
You sure you don't want that too? No. She said no?
Junior boys, 138 pounds. We have 9 boxers, meaning 1 bout will be on Tuesday. The top seed is Ferris Dixon from Detroit. Number 2 is Jahi Tucker from New York. Number 3 is Fleming from North Brunswick. Is that New Jersey? Anybody? Yep. Number 4 is Fidel Samano from Arizona. And the number 5 seed is Moroni Hale from North Dakota. Also in the bracket is Harris from California, Alvarez from Colorado, Pemberton from Missouri, and Lopez from Orlando. So again, there'll be 1 bout Tuesday, and it will be Jonathan Lopez versus Harris from San Bernardino, California. All other boxers are off until Wednesday. It'll be a Friday final. Junior boys, 145 pounds. Number 1 seed is Kasir Goldston from Albany, New York. Welcome back. Number 2 seed is Dominic Reed from California. Number 3 seed is Amir Anderson from Syracuse, New York. Number 4 seed is Bykowski from New York, Staten Island. Also in the bracket is Jason Bailey Molita from Hawaii, Kobe Harris from Louisville, and Espino from North Carolina. Do we have any conflicts in this bracket? We will draw it. Golston with the 1 seed will receive the bye and box on Thursday. Boxing tomorrow. Bykowski versus Espino, Reed versus Bailey Molita, and Anderson versus Harris. Wednesday will be a rest day. Junior boys, 154 pounds. We have 5 boxers, meaning 1 bout on Tuesday, rest day Wednesday, come back Thursday and Friday. The number 1 seed is Elijah Garcia from Arizona. The number 2 seed is Nathan Lugo from Georgia. Also in the bracket are Santiago Franco from Portland, Sincere Brooks from California, and Zahir Abdus Salam from New Jersey. Drawing the bracket. On Tuesday will be Sincere Brooks versus Santiago Franco. The winner will come on Thursday versus Elijah Garcia. Lugo and Abdus Salam will box on Thursday on the other side of the bracket.
Should I yell at Otha Jones?
Junior boys, 176 plus pounds. We have no junior male 165. We have no junior male 176. Coaches, recruit. Junior boys, super heavyweights. We have 2 boxers. They will box on Friday in the final. Christopher Quiroga versus Adrian Oviedo. That concludes the junior draw.
141? Boys? Boys? Male? Just 1 copy or 2? Oh, a big one? Okay. Ah, I see. Girls? Sorry, right. Elite male, 141. 2, and junior male, 14. 119. Sorry, I think that was youth. There's no elite men 141.
Like there's none at all?
It's not a weight category.
141?
Youth, you meant youth, right? I think you meant youth. It's a lot more in that one. The elite, you can read pretty well. I'm not sure those are right.
Moving on to the intermediate divisions. Intermediate girls, 75 pounds. We have two boxers. Angelica Zuniga from San Antonio will face Marilyn Gonzalez, from Los Angeles on Thursday. Intermediate girls, 80 pounds. Ivy Enriquez from El Paso versus Eulela Maynard from South Dakota on Thursday. Intermediate girls, 85 pounds. We have three girls. Alizette Valerio from Phoenix is the top seed. Also in the bracket, Yeselin Silva from New Jersey and Tegan Reed from Tennessee. Reed versus Silva on tomorrow at noon. Final versus Valerio on Thursday. Intermediate girls, 90 pounds. The top seed is Romina Sinceros from Dallas. Also in the bracket, Shailene Patricio from Hawaii and Star Penrose from the Springs. Patricio and Penrose will box tomorrow morning, noon session. The winner faces Sinceros from Dallas on Thursday in the final. Intermediate girls, 95 pounds, four girls in the bracket. Top seed is Sarai Brownell from Georgia. Number 2 is Lynette Pena from Providence, Rhode Island. Also in the bracket, Maya Hernandez from California and Naima Garcia from Texas. They will start tomorrow morning in the noon session. Brown versus Hernandez and Garcia versus Pena. Wednesday rest day. Boxing again on Thursday. In the final. Intermediate girls, 101 pounds, same situation, 4 boxers. Top seed is Alexandra Luby from Idaho. Number 2 is Yolimar Lopez from Orlando. Also in the bracket, Emily Garrison from Wyoming and Yaneli Prado from Dallas. Tomorrow in the noon session, Luby versus Garrison and Prado versus Lopez. Intermediate girls, 106 pounds. We have 5 boxers. The top seed is Fernanda Chavez from Dallas. Yamila Tobias from San Antonio is the second seed. Also in the bracket, Blanca Meraz from Idaho, Jasmine Gomez from California, and Kimberly Solis from Houston, Texas. Boxing on Tuesday will be Solis versus Meraz. The winner on Wednesday versus Chavez, the top seed. And also on Wednesday will be Tobias and Gomez. Intermediate girls, 110 pounds. Leslie Chavez from Georgia was unfortunately unopposed. Intermediate girls, 114 pounds. Abby Reck from Washington is the top seed. Also in the bracket, Gabriela Tellez from San Antonio and Gracie Kennedy from Minot, North Dakota. Tellez and Kennedy will box tomorrow in the noon session. Wednesday will be off and a Thursday final. Intermediate girls, 125 pounds. Jada Inglis from New York, unfortunately, has no opponent. No competitors at 132, 138, 145, and at 154, we have Cassifia Arnold, unopposed. I'm sure you guys are tired of me saying it. Let's recruit some heavier girls to box. Intermediate boys, 65 pounds. We have 5 boxers. Kumari Rainey from Cincinnati is the top seed. Emmanuel Chance from New Jersey is number 2. Also in the bracket, Alexander Morales from Oklahoma, Ezequiel Suarez from New Jersey, and Mahi Rapez Meyer from Hawaii. This will have one bout tomorrow. It'll be Rapez Meyer from Hawaii versus Suarez from New Jersey. Winner boxes Rainey on Thursday. Hold on. So this bout should be labeled as tomorrow, the 4th. Wednesday will be a rest day. Intermediate male finals will all be on Friday. So Wednesday will be a rest day. Chance versus Morales on Thursday, and Rainey will be off until Thursday. Intermediate boys, 70 pounds. Number 1 seed is Emmett Villalpando from Weslaco, Texas. Number 2 is Jason Esparza from Wichita Falls, Texas. Number 3 seed is Ushor Williams from Toledo. Number 4 is Keith Jordan from California. Also in the bracket, Alex Rodriguez from Albuquerque, Elijah Velez from California, Isaiah Harris from California, Ayer Aguiar from Vegas, and Nathan Vilches from Mercedes, Texas. With 9 boxers in the bracket, there'll be one bout tomorrow, and it will be Isaiah Harris versus Alex Rodriguez. All other boxers will be boxing on Wednesday, working towards a Friday final. Intermediate boys, 75 pounds. Our top seed is Brayon Gonzalez from Phoenix. Orlando Hernandez from Idaho is number 2. Number 3 is Ranulfo Bocanegra from Texas. And I need to consult the check-in sheet. Intermediates. The number 4 seed did not appear, so Goosh from Long Beach, California, Alexander Goosh will move into the 4 seed. Also in the bracket is Castillo from Albuquerque, Corona from Phoenix, Paraguay from Florida, Herrera from Colorado, Zamora from California, Ordonez from New Jersey, and Watchman from Albuquerque. Do we have any conflicts? A lot of duplicate states and cities. Boxing on Tuesday will be Castillo and Watchman, both from Albuquerque. Coaches, we will redraw this bracket. New Mexico Board of Directors stepping up for the New Mexico gyms. Redrawing this bracket. On Tuesday in action will be Corona and Zamora, Castillo and Ordonez, Watchman and Herrera. They'll come back Wednesday, Thursday with a Friday final. Intermediate, 80 pounds. We have 5 boxers. Looks like the number 2 seed did not come. Kevin Ayala from San Antonio is the number 1 seed. Enrique Duran from Bakersfield, California is the number 2 seed. Also in the bracket, Juan Perez from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, Rashad Robinson from Washington, D.C., and Zion Stewart from Hawaii. 5 boxers, meaning there's 1 bout on Tuesday. It will be Zion Stewart versus Juan Perez. Wednesday will be a rest day. Intermediate boys, 85 pounds. Our number 1 seed is Hector Beltran from Dallas. Number 2 is Takeem Bradley from Albany. Number 3 is Isaiah Darden from Toledo. We also have in the bracket Cameron Reeves from Georgia, Ethan Flores from Colorado, Joaquin Garcia from Arizona, Juan Pulido from LA, and Juan Jose Morales from Hawaii. Nice even bracket of 8 boxers, meaning all boxers at intermediate 85 pounds will be boxing, and Tuesday at noon. They'll be off on Wednesday. Intermediate boys, 90 pounds. We have 11 boxers. The top seed is Yoruba Moru from Albuquerque. Caipo Gallegos from Vegas is number 2. Juan Rivera V from Philly is number 3. Lorenzo Garcia from Westminster, I believe that's Colorado, is number 4. Also in the bracket, Cameron McKinstry from Cincinnati, Jamil Maldonado from Phoenix, Joey Isaac from Cincinnati, Jose Contreras from California, Julian Diaz from Houston, Julian Hernandez from California, and Sergio Sanchez from Utah. Do we have any conflicts in this bracket? Cincinnati, step up. Cameron and Isaac, McKinstry and Isaac, same club. Do we have any other conflicts? Houston and Houston, anybody? I mean, draw this bracket. Cincinnati's there and down there. Cincinnati's on opposite sides, it looks like. Yeah, it's a big bracket. They'll be boxing every day. Starting on Tuesday will be Joey Isaac versus Jose Contreras, Cameron McKinstry versus Jamil Maldonado, and Sergio Sanchez versus Julian Hernandez. They'll also box Wednesday, Thursday, Friday final. Intermediate boys, 95 pounds. We have no seeds. 8 boxers. Francisco Cruz from California, Gregorio Guzman from Idaho, Jamison from Maryland, Nez from New Mexico, Cheatham from Vegas, Lopez from Hawaii, Guzman from Salt Lake City, Hale from North Dakota. All boxers will be boxing on Tuesday. Wednesday will be a rest day. They'll come back Thursday and Friday. Intermediate boys, 101 pounds. Our top seed and only seeded boxer is Jesus Martinez from San Antonio. Also in the bracket, Carlos Martinez from Dallas, Elijah Willett from Utah, Isaac Soto from California, Jared Mendez from Houston, Joven Lopez from Hawaii, Nathan Martinez from Florida, Presley David from North Carolina, Raimundo Valle from Houston, and Sasha Tudor from Florida. Do we know of any conflicts? Drawing the bracket. Boxing on Tuesday will be Nathan Martinez versus Jared Mendez and Presley David versus Sasha Tudor. Intermediate boys, 106 pounds. Our top seed is Ken Williams Jr. out of Raleigh, North Carolina. Also in the bracket is Cornelio Phipps from Pennsylvania, Ezequiel Martinez from New Mexico, Jaden Griffey from South Dakota, Caleb Medina from Vegas, and Sebastian Juarez from Brownsville. Getting the bye is Griffey from South Dakota. And the top seed, Ken Williams from North Carolina. Boxing on Tuesday. Noon session will be Juarez versus Phipps, Martinez versus Medina. Intermediate boys, 110 pounds. We have 9 boxers. The top seed is Jesus Rodriguez from West Allis. Anybody know what state that is? Number 2 is Emmanuel Salazar from Compton. Number 3 is Santiago Bonita from Fort Worth. Number 4 is Joshua Briggs from Maryland. Also in the bracket, Ivan Watchman from Albuquerque. Martin Gutierrez from California. Monta McDougal from Durham, North Carolina, Ronnie Edwards from Nashville, and Troy Nash from Colorado Springs. Not in a bracket, meaning 1 bout on Tuesday. It'll be Ronnie Edmonds versus Monta McDougal. All other boxers will box on Wednesday. Where'd he go? He's up there. Yep. So, we'd be in the blue corner. Intermediate boys, 114 pounds. 4 boxers. 1 seed, Adrian Nieves from San Antonio will be the number 1 seed. Also in the bracket, Benjamin Johnson from DC, Emiliano Gandara from Dallas, and Peter Martinez from California. Sorry. So this bracket won't start until Wednesday. It'll be Neves versus Gandara, Texas versus Texas, and Johnson versus Martinez. Thursday will be rest day. Friday will be final. Intermediate boys, 119 pounds. The number 1 seed is Ashton Jackson from Mississippi. Number 2 is Harrison from outside of D.C. And Ruben Miranda from Staten Island. Jackson gets the bye. Harrison and Miranda will box on Wednesday. Thursday will be rest day. Intermediate boys, 125 pounds. 3 boxers. Elijah Lugo from Marietta, Georgia is the number 1 seed. Also in the bracket will be Malachi Davis from Albany, New York, and Raylan Williams from Toledo, Ohio. They will box on Wednesday. Williams versus Davis, and the winner will face Lugo on Friday. Intermediate boys, 132 pounds, 4 boxers. Ethan Smith from Vegas is the number 1 seed. Ramir Wise from Philly is the number 2 seed. Also, Joseph Miranda from Wisconsin and Tavorian Anderson from Dubuque will also be in the bracket. Boxing on Wednesday will be Smith and Miranda, Anderson and Wise. Thursday will be rest day, Friday final. Intermediate boys, 138 pounds. Lino Ponce from Montana was unfortunately unopposed. Intermediate boys, doesn't exist. Intermediate boys, 165 pounds. Alexis Garcia was unopposed. This concludes the intermediate brackets. Moving on to the Bantam girls 60-pound bracket. We have 2 boxers. They will box in the final on Thursday. Caitlin Bocanegra from Texas versus Taylor Penrose from Colorado Springs. Bantam girls 65 pounds. Excuse me. No competitors. There's 3 boxers at Bantam girls 70 pounds. Jocelyn Olayo from New Mexico will be the top seed. Iveth Alvarez from Pueblo, Colorado, and Kayla Moreno from Compton, California, also in the bracket. They will box each other on Tuesday, the winner facing the top seed Olayo on Thursday in the final. Women's non-elite or youth or junior. So girls, intermediate, and younger will be finals on Thursday. There are no Bantam girls, Bantam girls 75 pounds. Layla Zakharova is unopposed. Bantam girls 80 pounds. Thursday final will be Mia Garcia from California versus her from New York. Next category will be 101 pounds. Malaya Soto from California versus Violet Lopez from Wisconsin. Oh, West Allis is Wisconsin. That concludes the Bantam girls brackets. Pardon me? It does not. Bantam girls 110 pounds, Yasmin Rosales from Wisconsin was unfortunately unopposed. Moving on to the Bantam boys brackets. Uh-oh. All right, at Bantam 60-pound boys, we didn't have a 55-pound weight division. There were 2 boys who did not make the minimum weight. So we created a Bantam boys 55 pounds. They will box on Wednesday, I believe. Let's double check this. Where's my Bantam? Yeah, we can do that. Alex Herrera versus, thank you, Axel Herrera from Commerce City. Where is that? I should have known that, huh? I just got there. Oh, and he loses his seat. He doesn't get seated there. Let me redraw that because the seed could have affected the corner assignment. It didn't. Herrera versus Cabrera on Wednesday in a final. You're in the red corner? Yep. Herrera red, Cabrera blue. Bantam boys 60 pounds, nice 8-man bracket, 8-boy bracket. We'll box on Tuesday, all boxers on Tuesday. All boxers will be resting on Wednesday, come back Thursday. Number 1 seed is Lorenzo Patricio from Hawaii. Number 2 is Khalil Harvey from Michigan. Number 3 is Cavante James from El Paso. Also in the bracket, Austin Garcia from Utah. Grayson Aquino from California. Jaden Orpila from Vegas, Miguel Castro from Phoenix, and Ryan Slagle from California. Bantam boys, 65 pounds. Our top seed is Micah Brownell from Georgia. Nico Sanchez from California is the number 2. Also in the bracket, Brandon Chestnut from Bowie, Maryland. Chris Fernandez from Phoenix. Edgar Castro from Phoenix. Jacob Garcia from California. Moises Rodriguez from El Paso. Nico Sanchez from California is our number 2 seed. And Urim Marino from California. Do we have any conflicts in this bracket? We have 8 boxers. Okay, so one boxer was DQ'd at the scale. Didn't make weight, so that enables us to build an arrest day. We're going to go ahead and give him Wednesday off, and all boxers will be competing tomorrow. Eight boxers, all boxing tomorrow with a Wednesday rest day. You good? We good? All right, Bantam boys, 70 pounds. We have 11 boxers. Number 1 seed is Andre McCollum from Missouri. He's the only seed. Also in the bracket, Brady Ochoa from Arizona, Christian Hernandez from California, Dylan Bahena from Utah, James Cox from Utah, Javon Robinson from Pennsylvania, Joel Contreras from Phoenix, John Armstrong from Vegas, Jose Castillo from Mercedes, Texas, Owen Miranda from Wisconsin, and Zanti Isaev from New York. Draw this bracket. Boxing tomorrow is Dylan Bahena versus Javon Robinson, James Cox versus Christian Fernandez, and Owen Miranda versus Joel Contreras. All other boxers get a bye, and we'll box on Wednesday, Thursday semifinal, Friday final. All Bantam boys finals on Friday, with an exception of a couple brackets that are only 2 men, so they were boxed on Wednesday. Bantam boys, 75 pounds. We have 15 boxers. Great turnout. The top seed is Leonard Ross from Michigan. Where's our number 2 seed? So our number 2 seed is scratched. I'm sorry? This says 75? Okay. Who was our 2? Yusef? So who's 3? Okay, so our number 3 seed will move into number 2. Who's our 4? 3. Anyone else? What? Green. Okay. Leonard Ross from Michigan is the number 1 seed. The number 2 seed is Grayson Huopi from California. Number 3 is Donk Ramirez from Vegas. Number 4 is Terry Green III from El Paso. Also in the bracket, Alex Rodriguez from Laredo, Dante Velarde from Montana, and Duran Cafaro from Montana, who are from the same club. Giovanni Aguiar from California, Jermaine Nez from New Mexico, Juan Maya from Utah, Kason Jones from Texas, Kiahi Pule from Hawaii, Rolando Vizcarra from California, Saul Gamino from Utah, and Zachary Godness from Wyoming. We'll draw this bracket. Our two Montana boxers are on opposite sides of the bottom bracket. So these boxers will be boxing on Tuesday. Bantam, the 55-pounders. 55? Yeah, it should be right over there. Yeah, they went down to 55, right? They were at 60, they didn't make it, those two? Okay. So boxing tomorrow, Giovanni Aguiar versus Juan Maya, Terry Green versus Zachary Godines, Kaysen Jones versus Alex Rodriguez, Grayson Huopi versus Jermaine Nez, Duran Carfero versus Rolando Vizcarra, Donk Ramirez versus Kiai Pule, and Saul Gamino versus Dante Velarde. Carfero? You left? We'll try to, Duran, we'll try to put them so that they don't conflict in the same time, okay? Bantam boys, 80 pounds. Our top seed is Caleb Johnson from Raleigh, North Carolina. Number 2 is Julian Rodriguez from Avondale, Arizona. Number 3 is Osmani Sanchez from, I believe he's from Utah, right? Number 4 is Eliel Herrera from Mercedes, Texas. Also in the bracket, Austin Hale from Minot, Colton Lowry from Hawaii, Jonas Soto from California, Kenny Labatas from California, Messiah Nemo from Dallas, and Ronaldo Valerio from Phoenix. 10 boxers, meaning there's 2 bouts tomorrow. It'll be Hale versus Labatas and Soto versus Nemo. Bantam boys, 85 pounds, 5 boxers. The number 1 seed is Jose Vasquez from Dallas. Isao Valerio from Phoenix is the number 2 seed. Also is Andre Flores from California, Daniel Bonilla from Midland, Texas, and Roy Garcia from Laredo, Texas. 5 boxers, meaning 1 bout tomorrow. It'll be Texas versus Texas, Roy Garcia versus Daniel Bonilla. The winner will fight Dallas, Texas. On the other side of the bracket, going on Thursday, will be Valerio and Flores. So Wednesday will be a rest day. Bantam boys, 90 pounds, same situation, 5 boxers. The number 1 seed is Terry Sanders from Florida. Also in the bracket, Anthony Espino from Montana, Jesus Rodriguez from Salt Lake City, Luis Vasquez from California, and Quentin Zastro from Hawaii. 5 boxers, so there's 1 bout tomorrow. It'll be Vasquez versus Espino, Sanders, Jesus Rodriguez, and Zastro will go on Thursday. Coaches, remember, only weigh in on days that you're boxing. They're on the bout sheet. Bantam boys, 95 pounds, 3 boxers. Top seed Ahmed Almaji. He'll receive the bye and go on Friday in the final. He'll face the winner of Simon Davis and Joseph Awenanga. Yeah. Don't laugh. We'll go right back. Hold on. What weight was that? 90. The room was cleared out. Thursday. Yep. Bantam boys, 101 pounds, 5 boxers. Ruffin Harris from Rialto, California is the top seed. Famous Johnson from Vegas is in the bracket, along with Colton Hale from Minot, Manny Aguiar from California, and Wyatt Hansen from Montana. 5 boxers, meaning there'll be 1 bout tomorrow. Famous Johnson versus Manny Aguiar. Coming back versus Harris on Thursday. Hale and Hansen also on Thursday. Bantam boys, 110 pounds. Kumar Prescott unfortunately had no opponent. $101? Who's your boxer? Yeah, so he gets a bye and he'll box on Thursday. Bantam boys 110, that was the unopposed. Bantam boys 125. We'll move that up to be a Wednesday final. Only 2 boxers, Tarvis Best from Washington, D.C. versus Chris Rocha from Vegas. Bantam boys, we have a 154-pounder. From Wyoming, and he'll be our unopposed champion. That will conclude our Bantam boys. 3:30, we're doing all right. Pee Wee girls, 55 pounds. They will box in Thursday final. It'll be Maxine Garcia from here versus Hyde? How do you think? Hyde? Like Heidi? Okay. Aide Hernandez from Idaho. Thanks, Coach. Pee Wee girls, 60 pounds. On Thursday, we'll have Alexis Willett from here in Utah versus Danica Reyna from San Antonio. And Pee Wee girls, 65 pounds. Marley McNeely, unfortunately, couldn't find an opponent. Pee Wee boys, 50 pounds. Arsen Kaminoff from Brooklyn, unfortunately could not get over 50.0, so he'll be unopposed and is looking for sparring. So contact the coach, please. Yeah. Pee Wee, 55 pounds, so we have 7 boxers. The top seed is Julian Gamino from, that's Brigham City in Utah, I believe. Number 2 seed will be Hester Montalvo from El Paso. Also in the bracket, Andrew Herrera from California. David Garcia from Arizona. Penrose. Julian? Gerard. Jerome, the 3rd from Colorado Springs. Max Manriquez from LA and William Figueroa from Virginia Beach. I didn't have enough room. I only got 32 characters. Gamino gets the bye. Well, he'll box on Thursday versus the winner of Herrera and Figueroa Chavez, who will box tomorrow in the AM. Montalvo, Penrose, Jerome will box tomorrow noon, and Garcia Manriquez as well. Take it easy. Pee Wee boys, 60 pounds. We have a number 1 seed of Hayden Huopi from outside of San Diego. And number 2 seed will be Hector Garcia from Harlingen. Number 3 is Adrian Herrera from San Jacinto.
Because them old guys don't even rank. William Chavez. William Figueroa. His name is William Chavez. That's another name.
Coach, if you want, at the end, we can go back. I've only got a couple more here to do. We'll go back and look at it, okay? Pee Wee boys, 60 pounds. Do we call these out? Okay. Hayden Huopi is the number 1 seed. Hector Garcia from Hollingen, 2 seed. Adrian Herrera from San Jacinto, number 3. Also in the bracket, David Olguin from San Antonio. Michael Gomez from Los Angeles, and Ruben Soto from Florida. Cuopi and Garcia with the buys will box on Thursday. Tomorrow will be Herrera versus Gomez and Olguin versus Soto. Pee Wee Boys, 65 pounds. Ooh, nice bracket with 12 boxers in it. They'll be boxing every day. Number 1 seed is Nolan Huntley from Toledo. Number 2 is Zachariah Chapman from Philly. Number 3 is Fenwick. Is that Martin from Michigan? Maryland, District Heights, Maryland. Number 4 is Adan Garcia from Wyoming, and number 5 is Grelo Coach from Cincinnati. Also, Colton Janis from South Dakota, Damon Flores from California, Dylan Capetillo from Vegas, Elijah Nihim from California, Isaiah Neme, thank you. Please tell the ring announcer. Isaiah Martinez from New Mexico, Manuel Gonzalez from Arizona, and Skylar Bellus from Idaho. The seated boxers, Garcia, Huntley, Chapman, and Fenwick gets the buys. Boxing on Tuesday, noon session, Coach versus Neme. I didn't get it right again. Janis versus Gonzalez, Capetillo versus Bellus, Flores versus Martinez. Pee Wee Boys, 70 pounds. We have 2 boxers. We will move them to a Wednesday final. It'll be Sanchez versus Ramirez. Sorry, Valentin Sanchez of Utah versus Jason Ramirez, Tucson, Arizona. Pee Wee Boys, 70 pounds, final on Wednesday. Pee Wee Boys, 75 pounds. We have 4 boxers. No seeds. Brian Carrasco from Midland, Daniel Salinas from San Antonio, Isaac Davis from Oxon Hill, Jimmy Carranza from California. I'm sorry, say that again? He's moved down. Sorry. Salinas versus Carrasco, Carranza versus Davis tomorrow. Pee Wee Boys, 85 pounds, unopposed, Guyton. Timothy Guyton from Hawaii. Pee Wee Boys, 95 pounds, be a Wednesday final. Simmons from North Carolina versus Isaac Taylor from Portland. And that concludes our draw. Thank you. Thank you very much. Just in time. Comedians. So I got an important announcement to make. You guys all listen up. Just kidding.
Oh, yeah. He number 2 in the nation. Yeah, number